Marcellus Wiley gets released from jail and crashes out on his wife. If you've been under a rock, listen. Marcellus Wiley is breaking his silence and he's not holding back. After the recent allegations and his arrest, Wiley is now claiming his wife has lied on him, and his response is raising a lot of questions. So in this video, we're going to break down exactly what Marcellus Wiley said and what's been documented and reported so far, and try to separate the documented facts from the claims on the internet. So let's get right into it. I want y'all to hype this video, like this video, share this video, and get this video into the algorithms. Welcome back to On Go. I'm Uda, and you already know we on go. So now we have the filings. We says Marcellus Wiley responds to the great allegation claims that wife put a voodoo spell on him. Listen, man, Marcellus Wiley was accused of rape by his wife, Anne Marie, and now he is offering his side of the story in a post on X. Marcellus Wiley was arrested in Florida over the weekend for alleged domestic violence. The former NFL player allegedly got into an altercation with his wife, Anne Marie, who subsequently filed for divorce. In her divorce filing, Anne Marie Wiley accused her husband of raping her on multiple occasions. Furthermore, she alleged that the former NFL player has hit her multiple times over the years, even threw a Coca-Cola bottle at her head while she was pregnant. Taken to X Tuesday night, Marcellus Wiley offered his response to the allegation. He denies the allegations made against him. Moreover, he's accusing his wife of putting a voodoo spell on him and his family. He also claims to have evidence that his wife is the alleged abuser in this situation. Whew. Marcellus Wiley, I love my children with everything that I am. Let's zoom a little bit so you see it better. I love my children with everything that I am. My highest priority has always been protecting them and preserving the relationship they have with both of their parents. Because of the public allegations made against me by Anne Marie, I have been forced to respond. He says, I have forced to respond. Okay, with evidence rather than emotion. More importantly, I owe it to my children to truthfully document what they and I have endured. To do that, I must address the lies Anne Marie has told about me by telling the truth about her and our marriage. Over the years, I have compiled videos, photographs, text messages, emails, and other evidence that directly contradicts those baseless claims and provides the factual record of our family and the events leading to this unfortunate divorce. That record includes evidence of Anne Marie's repeated infidelities, including an affair with her pregnant friend's husband, serious and damaging parenting failures, a voodoo spell. She cursed over my family, as well as fans she claimed hated her from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, along with many other unflattering documented events. To be frank, many friends, family members, and fans have opined that after she was kicked off the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she lost her mind. Unfortunately, I must agree. I never wanted my family's issues and struggles to become public for any reason, including divorce leverage. But I unfortunately knew this day was inevitable. I was willing to endure anything, even hell itself, if it meant being with my children every single day. I am their hero, and now I am fighting to make sure the positive and the real image that they know of me is the one that endures. I am prepared to address these allegations and related matters through the legal process with evidence, and my focus remains on my children, my integrity, and my truth. Thank you for understanding. And this is a developing story, so we are going to keep you tuned to all of this, but it just couldn't come at a worse time. I'm just going to keep it real with you. It couldn't come at a worse time that Marcellus Wiley is going through this. For her, his wife, to even make the claims that he is allegedly raping her, it doesn't sit well with a lot of people. But this is where I'm thinking it's going to hurt him. Many women have came out against him to make claims against Marcellus Wiley, saying that he raped them in college, in Columbia College. One woman went to Northern California College, claimed that he raped her. A young child was 13 years old, allegedly, said that he groomed her, got close to the family, invited them over to the house. But then when she got about 18, he emailed her, kept in contact through email. And then when she was 18, he actually forced himself upon her as well. So, you know, when you're going through cases like these situations, one person that you need is your wife. You need your family. You need your kids. You need these kind of people to be there as your back and to speak to the true character and your true nature, to say, no, that's not how my husband is. Brothers coming out, that's not my brother. Sisters coming out, that's not my brother. Children coming out, that's not my dad. That is not the person that he is. So with your wife making these claims, I just believe that this is going to hurt him in court. Trust me, those lawyers that are representing these countless victims, it's too much to count, they are going to be bringing these things up in court to say, look, his own wife is alleging that he has raped her multiple times and he was physically abusive multiple times over the years. So who's to say that he was not doing this to these women right here, right? So it's just a nasty situation with this whole Marcellus Wiley. It's just nasty. When we read through some of the documents, right? The assault in Columbia University and the callous and abusive response. In the fall of 1994, the defendant Marcellus Wiley was a Columbia University sophomore and star running back on Columbia University's football team. The plaintiff and the defendant Marcellus Wiley became friendly acquaintances at the start of the plaintiff's freshman year at Columbia University, traveling in the same social circles. Unbeknownst to the plaintiff at that time, Columbia University had received multiple complaints from female Columbia University students beginning in the fall of 1993, all of which alleged that the defendant Marcellus Wiley had actually assaulted and or raped them. So on November 18, 1994, the plaintiff and defendant Marcellus Wiley met in the dorm room of a friend of the plaintiff to listen to music. The defendant Marcellus Wiley told the plaintiff that he would come to visit her that evening in her room. The plaintiff responded, okay, but I don't want to have sex. I am a virgin. The defendant Marcellus Wiley, listen to his response. The defendant Marcellus Wiley responded, relax. Wow, I don't mean like that. I'm just going to come by there to get food from grandma's restaurant. So I'll just come up and say hi before I head back. Then the defendant joked that nobody liked having sex with virgins. That's crazy. That's crazy. In another document reads, the administrators, because Columbia University, they handled this whole situation terribly. Administrators told the plaintiff that defendant Marcellus Wiley did not disagree, because she went to the Columbia University administrators, and listen what they say. He says, Marcellus Wiley did not disagree with the plaintiff's description of the events. The Columbia University administrators then told the plaintiff that the defendant was very sad about raping the plaintiff, not about having sex with the plaintiff, not about frolicking with the plaintiff, not about playing house, playing lips, and no, about raping the plaintiff because he really liked her. But that defendant, nevertheless, just disagrees that it was great. So McDermott then told the plaintiff that, in McDermott's opinion, the defendant had not actually raped the plaintiff because the plaintiff was not from America and had therefore misinterpreted the defendant's conduct, because people from different cultures interpret things differently. What do you mean by that? Huh? What do you mean that people from different cultures determine and interpret things differently? You don't know what grape is? If you are touched in a wrong way, you don't understand that as a grown person? That was insane to me. But listen though, what else they say? Look, they said, and the other administrator did not contradict McDermott. In other words, the plaintiff grape did not count in the Columbia University administrator's eyes because of her ethnicity, country of origin, and immigration status. The Columbia University administrators then told the plaintiff that they would look further into it, and the defendant Wiley would be disciplined. They said he would be suspended, but yet he was put on academic probation for bad grades, not for these allegations that multiple women have made against him. And that's crazy, right? So they said that they will expel him, but yet they did not. This is another one. This one right here, I highlighted this person's name, Jacqueline P. Blackett. And this is her right here. If you didn't know her, this is Jacqueline P. Blackett. She has retired from Columbia University a few years ago after serving out her tenure. But listen, upon information and belief, just 1 month prior to the plaintiff's sexual assault, a female Columbia student told Deputy Athletics Director Jacqueline P. Blackett that she had been actually assaulted by the defendant Marcellus Wiley, whereupon Blackett told the female student that complaining about the assault was likely a waste of time. And we wonder why victims never want to come out. We understand that it's all alleged and he will have his day in court, so I'm not putting it all on him, but look how things are being dealt with. If this was your daughter, if this was your niece, if this was your mother or your aunt, you would feel different. So don't get in my comments and bothering me about some stupidness. We need to stop meat rotten men and stand up for what you need to stand up for, right? She said Blackett said that she would tell the defendant Marcellus Wiley what the female student had said, right? Why are you making him privy to the situation? You should be getting law enforcement involved, because now you give a person a chance to start to come up with their own story based upon a story that you're telling. He said, but only after Columbia University's upcoming football game. So they would wait till after the football game to tell him, which is crazy to me, against Princeton University, because Blackett did not want to interrupt the defendant's concentration before the big game. Blackett warned the female student to consider her own reputation. This is victim shaming. Your own reputation before repeating the allegation to anyone else. After the aforementioned Princeton game, Blackett did tell the defendant that Marcellus Wiley about the allegations, after which Blackett told the female student in sum and substance that the actual assault was the female student's fault and that Blackett would not take part in derailing a good black man's NFL chances, and the female student who reported the assault was also black. Okay, and this is the last document, one of the most shocking documents that I'm going to read in this whole video. I want everybody to make sure y'all hype this video, like this video, share this video, subscribe to On Go, and be a part of the Go gang, because we on Go together. None of us have to do it by ourselves. That's how we're going to work together, and that's how we're stronger. Look, among the new accusers are two women who allege assaults occurred in California between 1995 and 1999. Another accuser claims Wiley began interacting with her when she was 13 years old after visiting her middle school in Buffalo, New York during his time with the Buffalo Bills. She alleges that he initiated contact, gave her his email, and developed a relationship with her and her family, including offering gifts and invitations to his home. According to her statement, Wiley continued the relationship over several years, and she alleges that on her 18th birthday, he flew her to Dallas, where he was playing for the Dallas Cowboys, and coerced her into sex. She described the incident as rape and claimed that she had been groomed over time. And this one is a wild one. A separate accuser identified as the former ESPN production assistant alleged that Wiley assaulted her in a hotel room in 2009 after inviting her under the pretense of a working meeting. And in her statement, she claims that Wiley emerged naked, Bucky naked, he was Bucky naked, and physically overpowered her, leaving her fearful for her life. And she says she repeatedly asked him to stop. We understand that these are all allegations, all right? We understand that these are all allegations, all right? So everybody has their day in court. He will have his day in court. But just based on some of the paperwork and the documents, because that's in the actual case that's against him, not only him, but Columbia University. So even if he gets and wiggles out this case, I think Columbia University should be brought to task, because the way they handled this, they acted themselves like they were investigators. They said that one of the students didn't understand what grape was, because grape is different from cultures, and different cultures when you come from different countries and ethnicities and backgrounds, which is insane to me. They swept this under the rug, multiple complaints. Okay, they was about to give him like an alumni award, and then one of the students fought against it, and then they switched last minute and gave it to another student, the alumni award. So this is what's going on right now. Okay, so it's just nasty work. I just think that his wife coming out now, because it's all allegations, we understand that, right? But his wife coming out now and saying these things about Grape, okay, and the abuse and the violences that he is expressing and show towards her only hurts him in these civil cases, because those cases are not criminal, they're civil. Everybody's trying to get a bag of money from him. He's saying that it's just a money grab. It's a conspiracy. He's a person that speaks out against a lot of different things. And this is time for him to have his day now because he's speaking out against certain people, right? Kind of like when they say Diddy spoke out against Diageo and then he got what he got. You know what I mean? That's what they tend to say. But at the end of the day, he said himself that he wasn't a star player. He said himself that he wasn't prospected and scouted by any NFL teams or any teams at that time, right? So when these young girls, because they were all college students, were coming out against him, they wasn't coming out to get no money. They was coming out to put something on record of what they feel allegedly happened to them. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? So now it's 30 years later and they're coming out. A lot of times when it happens like that, you say, yo, man, come on, why y'all wait so long to do it? Just because a person waits long to do something doesn't negate the fact that they are a victim. People come out in their own times. Look at when one of the victims came out. She alleged that this woman here told her, man, listen, man, don't come out. You know what I mean? Think of your reputation. You know, I don't think that it's great, right? Shamed her for it. This is why many people that are victims don't want to come out, because they get blamed. They get shamed for speaking their own truth, all right? Of course, he's going to have his day in court, and we are going to be waiting to document all facts. Everything that I brought up in this is all facts, not opinion. It's the opinion of the woman or the women that allege that he's done something to her, but it's all facts of cases. So I'm not just saying things from my own mind. I just feel that this is going to hurt him in court when they bring this up and say, look, he has history against his own wife, beating and raping her. Who's to say that he didn't do that to any of these women? How would you know for a fact that he didn't do this to any of these women because he didn't love them? He just said he liked one of them, but he actually supposed to love, cherish, and to hold his wife and to care for her through sickness and health and everything until death do them part. And look what he's done to her. That's what they're going to say. So whether you believe Anne-Marie Wiley or not, she's the closest person to him. She's a person. Imagine she's called as a witness by one of those lawyers of the victims in the civil case. Imagine she comes up to say, listen, man, I could believe that that happened to them. And I'm sorry for anything that you said you went through, because I went through it and endured years of abuse and rape from this man. Imagine what that's going to do. Closed case. He's going to lose his civil suits automatically if his wife goes against him. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, man? So this is just a tragic situation, man. Seriously, I want everybody in the comment section, let me know what y'all think about this whole Marcellus Wiley situation. Do you believe him? Do you believe the wife? Do you think you believe any of the victims that have spoke on this situation? I've done a live on this. Go check my live section. Find the Marcellus Wiley videos. I've done a few uploads. Go check my upload sections as well. Make sure you're dropping likes. Make sure you're hyping this video. Hype any of those videos. Drop your like on any of those videos and this video. Share any of these videos and get these videos out into the algorithm, all right? I'm not coming here just speaking my opinion. I'm also not trying to kick a black man down, all right? But I'm also not going to raise a black man up for some stuff that I don't know, that I can't testify to. And that's sometimes where we go wrong, right? That's sometimes where we go wrong, man. So I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Most definitely. Christy, oh, I appreciate you, Queen. Willing to win. I appreciate you, Queen. The next time I see you in there, Christy, hold up. Let me do it right now. Let me give you a mod rank real quick. Salute to you, sis, for being supportive, man. All right. Yeah, let me add you in there. Boom. There you go, Christy. You in the mods, man. Welcome to the Go Gang. Salute to y'all. I want y'all to be a part of the Go Gang today. Subscribe to this channel, okay? Hit the notification bells to all and be notified, because in a few minutes, I'm going to be going live again. I'm doing one live on Carmelo Anthony, the motion for new trial read. I've done part of it last night. You could go and check some of that. And I'm going to do a continuation because it's 190 something pages of document that we have to go through, man. So it's a lot that's going on right now with Marcellus Wiley, but I just think he's in a whole heap of trouble. You ever heard that one? I think that man is in a whole heap of trouble, bro. And it's not nice, man. I don't know if we was in a situation, God forbid, we would want everybody to believe us. And I get that, right? The best thing that he could do is be mums the word and try to get to talking to his wife behind the scenes to try to kind of squash something that she's saying, bro. Because you starting speaking out and lashing out against her is going to make her go full force against you. And you do not want that woman showing up on the lawyer's side of the victims that's alleging that you raped and assaulted them, bro. That is going to be the last thing, Marcellus, that you would want to happen. So salute to everybody, man. Y'all stay blessed, okay? Y'all stay safe and make sure y'all stay on go. Uda, 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 always on go. I'll be back in a minute, y'all.
All my niggas from the Uda, all my niggas turn shooters. Uda, Uda, all my ops turn racks.